Hey, today we want to talk to you about unrealistic expectations in marriage. I'm Mitch.
And I'm Kim.
And we're at Keeping the Vows, where we're all about helping people to discover and then maintain a Christ-like marriage. Relationships are a balance of expectations and reality. Mm-hmm. That's what they really are. And so relationships are like that, so marriage is no different. In fact, because it's the ultimate relationship, it's probably more prone to unrealistic expectations than even any other relationship. So most of us, probably all of us, go into marriage with unrealistic expectations. Think about it.
Definitely.
When we get married, we say, hey, this is the person that will meet my needs.
This is the person who understands me.
Oh, this is the person who will be unselfish and life-giving to me.
This person's going to love me forever no matter what.
This is the person that would never say or do anything that would hurt me.
They'll never disrespect me.
This is the person that's going to agree with me in parenting on everything.
We'll work through our disagreements with ease.
Yeah, and this is the person that will never put anyone else's needs ahead of mine.
We'll always agree on money matters.
Yeah, and agree on all major decisions like where we live, where we work, and things like that. You know, at 24, when I got married, one of my expectations was I thought I would want to have sex every day for 2 years. And it's laughable now because that expectation only included me. Kim wasn't in that decision. And it just goes to show you that's just a vibrant example of the type of things that we can have for our expectations. I never talked to Kim about that beforehand, but that's what I was thinking in my mind. When it didn't happen, then I was disillusioned. Well, all of us can become disillusioned like that. So I tell people in premarital counseling that you are a selfish, self-centered person who's marrying a selfish, self-centered person. And how do I know? Because every one of us is that way.
So you've heard the expression rose-colored glasses. Well, that's what we wear before we're married, and maybe even in the first few years of marriage.
Sure.
We knew a counselor who said he didn't do hardly any premarital counseling because they had on the rose-colored glasses and they weren't going to listen to him anyhow. They believe these things, oh, they're never going to hurt me, they're never going to say or do that. So he waited until after the couple got married, and then over the period of the first 2 years, he'd meet with them periodically. And once they'd run into their struggles, then they were more willing to listen to him.
We watched a video one time of a man who, before he was married, he and his fiancee played tennis most days. And then his expectation was after they got married, he and his young bride would play tennis. Mm-hmm. Would make sense. But after they got married, he asked her and asked her and asked her, and she said, no, no, no. And finally one day he says, why don't we play tennis? And she said, because I don't like tennis. Well, she didn't lie to him or anything, but her expectation was after they got married, they were not going to play tennis. His expectations was that they were going to play tennis. It doesn't make either one of them a bad person. They just had different expectations, and now they got to work those out.
Yeah. So it doesn't make either one of them wrong. It just means that they have something to work out. And this is a great discipline. Think about your expectations. Actually take a piece of paper and write them out.
Yeah.
And then look them over, and maybe even pray over them. And are these expectations even realistic? Do they include my spouse? You know, before we were married, there were a lot of expectations that we didn't talk about. I think we probably didn't even realize you don't realize what your expectations are until you get into marriage and something happens and you realize, oh, this isn't what I expected. So when something comes up like that and you're kind of disillusioned, think, oh, were my expectations realistic?
Yeah, you know, and every person has expectations. That means every marriage will have expectations. So the best marriages are going to identify these, and then they're going to work them out with honesty and humility. So the best way we know to get out of a marriage rut is work on your expectations and say, hey, this is where we were, this is where we're at now, and this is where we need to be. And there's 2 good articles that support working with these types of things and getting your marriage worked out in this way. And one of them is Pulling Together, and we have a link for that at the bottom of this. And also we have one on crucifying selfishness. This is a real good study on this too. If you're watching the video and you say, hey, I'd like to get a written copy of this, go to keepingthevows.com, and the same thing that you're seeing is in writing there. You'll be able to get in writing. So thanks so much for watching. If you would, like the video, subscribe, and go to keepingthevows.com and check us out there. Thank you so much. And by all means, get with us and write to us. Let us know of things you'd like to have us talk about. And even if there's something else, like something on this article that is something that you think, get with us because we want to know that. That's how we continue to learn. God bless. Have a wonderful day.